Mr. Chair, I'll be splitting my time with the member from Chicoutimi-Lafjord. The new NAFTA agreement isn't worth the paper it's printed on. The Prime Minister claimed victory when it was signed, and yet here we are mere weeks after the agreement has come into force, and workers in the aluminum industry are suffering as a result of this Liberal government's failed approach. Why did the Prime Minister mislead these workers into a false sense of security?
Well, Minister.
Mr. Speaker, let me be very clear that the Government of Canada strongly supports Canadian aluminum workers. We will continue to do so as we always have. The United States needs Canadian aluminum, and it cannot meet its own domestic needs for manufacturing. Mr. Speaker, I also want to acknowledge that the Deputy Prime Minister has had conversations with the leader of the Bloc and with members of the Conservative Party. We're very grateful for the Team Canada approach that's been taken to this. We're going to stand up to these unacceptable and unlawful.
And back to the honourable member.
But this government negotiated away Canada's ability to hit back with retaliatory tariffs on a broad range of strategic products from across the United States. The new NAFTA is an abject failure when it comes to protecting Canada's economy. Has the government conducted an assessment on how many jobs the aluminum industry will lose as a result of these punishing tariffs?
Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, we've also made it very clear that we will not back down. And we find these tariffs unacceptable, and we are taking action, Mr. Speaker. And we have said that we will impose reciprocal, dollar-for-dollar retributive tariffs against the United States in order to stand up for those workers. We are now consulting with Canadians across the country on how to do that most effectively, and we will always stand up and support aluminum workers in Canada.
And back to the honourable member.
Witnesses at yesterday's China committee stated that the People's Republic of China is actively threatening Canadians on Canadian soil who seek to expose China's authoritarian agenda. These individuals have been subjected to everything from physical threats, commercial blacklisting, and state-backed cyber hacking with no protection from Canada. When will this government introduce legislation to combat foreign influence and protect basic human rights in Canada from aggressive actions of the Chinese Communist Party?
Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, let me be very clear. The safety and protection of Canadians is paramount to this government. We will never allow any form of foreign interference in Canada by state or non-state actor. Every time that there have been allegations, Mr. Speaker, we have taken action with the Minister of Public Safety, and we invite any Canadian who might be subject to any form of such actions that have been described to contact law enforcement authority, and will always defend the freedom and liberty of Canadians in Canada from foreign interference.